Ditshomo Legacy Storytelling Project would like to publish stories narrated by our grandparents, parents, uncles and aunties who are aged between 60 years and 100 years old. Now these stories could be anything around our heritage and ideally have been passed from generation to generation. Now these will be collected, recorded and published on audio books, ebooks and DVDs. Now to share more on this project, we're joined by project manager Charmaine Mrwebi. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Oh, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm cool. Thank you.
I'm great. Thank you. Now, tell us about this project. What's the inspiration behind this project?
The inspiration is the fact that our stories are vanishing. Stories, when I talk to my grandmother who's 84 years old, some of the stories that her mother and her great-grandmother told her, she doesn't remember them. And this is the stories that we grew up on. So basically, the Ditshomo Legacy Storytelling Project, it's a search, it's an investigation into these stories. Where are they? Are there any elderly people who still have those stories? Can we collect them so that we have them and they'll be here forever?
So who's this aimed at? How are you going to go about collecting these stories?
Okay, the stories are aimed, the storytellers are the elderly people, my grandmother, your auntie, your grandpa. So those are the storytellers. Those are the content people. So we call on to mothers. If your mother has told you stories, if your auntie has told you stories, connect us with your grandmother. Let them come, let them tell us stories. Both Elani Lidimu, Pirili Pukuje, and then our beneficiary obviously is for the children. So that our children would have enough stories.
So once you've collected all these stories, what do you then do with them?
The stories are going to be published. As well, we're also going to record them so that they're available online and anywhere people can access them. Yeah.
Okay, so my grandmother says, okay, she's got these Ditshomo, she's got all these stories that she wants to share with you. Where does she go? What is the process?
Okay, your grandmother can reach us. What we do normally, we go around South Africa. Like next week we'll be in a small town in Free State. We travel with our team because most of our grandmothers, they're not on social media, even their writing is not that good. We go there, we record the stories, and then from there we take them down on pen and paper, we write them down. We also take the DVD, and once the stories are gathered and we are happy with the story, we move on to the next stage of making sure that we publish the book. So we make our elders very comfortable. They don't come to us, we come to them. So they reach us on our social media page, I'll also say my WhatsApp numbers. They call us and we looking for their children and family members who are on social media to be the one that must link us to these amazing storytellers, our grannies.
Now you say you're in the Free State, when? This week or next week?
This week, on the 30th.
Is it only kicking off next week?
No, it's already been running.
All right, so what's been the response?
The response has been amazing. The response has been amazing. The only challenge is that our grandmothers, most of them, because I communicate with them via WhatsApp, so when they send a 5-minute story, they'll send a 30-second and then they'll record and they'll record the record. But it's been amazing. And the most amazing thing, one of the grandmothers said to me, we thought that South Africa has forgotten about us. This is a beautiful project whereby you are remembering about us so that even when we are not here, these stories will still be alive and our children will be able to achieve them.
What kind of stories are they telling you? I'm trying to find an idea of what, kind of, you and I spoke about Tselane, and I mean, that's the stories that we grew up on. But what kind of stories are they telling?
Because it's different languages, different ethnical groups. You'll hear somebody telling you about Idikeledi. Maybe a Setswana grandmother will tell you a story about this young child. Ona saretse motsadi wa gamela go dula mo gae ngwana be tlhatsiwa ke belerutane the monster. Then when you go to Mewa wa Sexhosa le nation, it will be a little bit twist, but there's this level of common and similarity in the stories, and it brings beautiful memories. Even now some of the stories there's another one basically the aim of the story is to teach if you are not clever, people will take advantage of you. So most stories say it's beautiful stories that you know, like in an era where children are being kidnapped and human trafficking. When you listen to the story of if kids don't listen, they'll end up in trouble. So through the story, when Dikeledi is kidnapped in the story, children are able to learn, oh, I must communicate with my mother, I must tell my mother where I am all the time, and if my mother questions me, I must always be near her, otherwise the consequences will be there.
These are beautiful stories. Okay, so what happens? You've put them, once you've collected all of them, what happens? How do we access them as young people?
Okay, like I said, it's a 3-in-1 project. I think in the next 5 months, 6 months, the books will be out in a published form, in a hardcover. They will also be available as an ebook, and also we already have a Facebook page, Ditshomo Legacy Project, where we are uploading the stories, also on YouTube as well. So as soon as the books are gathered and we have selected the crop of the best of the stories, and we've made sure that we don't take stories that are repetitive. We just want stories that are able to stand apart, even though they're from different groups. So once they're available, even on the website as well. Yeah.
And then you're in the Free State. Where to from here?
From here, we're just waiting for our grandmothers, aunties. As soon as they call us, I'm in KwaZulu-Natal. I know in the next 2 weeks we are going to PE.
Yes.
So if there's a grandmother, there's an auntie, there's a mama who's there listening and saying, I've got at home, I've got a beautiful stories that needs to be read and listened to by children.
Yeah.
You call us on 071 557 3231, and me and my team will be there to collect the stories.
All right, such a beautiful concept. Charmaine, thank you so much for talking to us. Ditshomo, I wonder what Ditshomo is in Isiswati. I must ask Sims. Ditshomo is stories in Setswana. He's going to walk in just now to say goodbye. But Charmaine Mrwebi, Ditshomo, give us that number again.
The number is 071 557 3231.
All right, thank you, Charmaine. Ditshomo Legacy Storytelling Project. Is stories.
Yeah, stories.
Okay,
what's your favorite story that your Coco told you? I mean, she always told me about these cannibals always eating children. And
Tsilane. I grew up on Tsilane. I mean, Charmaine and I grew up on Tsilane. Yeah, we grew up on Tsilane.
Right.
All right. So, okay, we are told that our story is over. We have to say goodbye.